Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential briefing for Sunday, June 14th, 2015. Over the next few days, no fire potential impacts are expected. Storms will develop this afternoon across the higher terrain of central and southern Utah and Nevada, and more widespread precipitation will develop across northern Utah and Nevada and southern Idaho tomorrow afternoon. Of more note are gusty winds and low relative humidity that will develop midweek next week, and there is a potential for some critical fire weather conditions with these. We'll talk about that in a little more detail coming up. Over the past 24 hours, really not much precipitation has fallen over the Great Basin, and this is the first time in quite a few days that a large part of the Great Basin has not received significant rainfall. Looking at the past week of precipitation, the image on the left shows that southeastern Utah and portions of Nevada have really been hit hard when it comes to rain. But Idaho really hasn't had too much, so that's pretty interesting to note, the areas of the Great Basin that have been receiving rain. The water vapor satellite shows a large low-pressure system over North America, and this is what will be responsible for the gusty winds later this week. Significant fire potential is low for most of the Great Basin, with the exception of southwest Idaho. And southwest Idaho, as I noted a couple slides ago, really hasn't seen too much rain, and so significant fire potential is starting to increase there. Showers and thunderstorms will develop this afternoon across portions of Utah and Nevada. The map on the left shows those areas that will see showers and thunderstorms, and the main threat with the thunderstorms today will be gusty winds in the vicinity of those storms. Winds today will be pretty light for most of the Great Basin. On Monday, a weather disturbance will cross the northern part of the Great Basin, and that will bring more widespread showers and thunderstorms to northern Utah and southern Idaho. Winds will begin to pick up on Monday, and you can see on the map the areas that are expected to see those gusty winds. On Tuesday, drier air moves into the Great Basin, and with increasing winds, Tuesday is kind of the first day we start worrying about critical fire weather conditions. You can see the map on the left shows pretty low relative humidity values over much of the Great Basin, and looking at the map on the right, you can see the areas that will see gusty winds Tuesday afternoon. This continues into Wednesday. Dry air continues to expand, and Thursday and Friday and really into the weekend we will see that dry air continue to stay in place over the Great Basin. And each afternoon, Tuesday through at least Saturday, we will see gusty winds develop over much of the Great Basin, and critical fire weather conditions are possible with a combination of low relative humidity and gusty winds. Currently, fuels are still below the 50th percentile when it comes to ERC. The individual RAWS point map shows that ERCs are trending upwards for almost all of the RAW stations in the Great Basin. Current fuel moistures generally are above average across the Great Basin. The samples that I'm displaying on this map here show pretty much above average to average for the time of year across the Great Basin. The Climate Prediction Center calls for above average temperatures and below average precipitation for much of the Great Basin in the 8 to 14 day period. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our email addresses are on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.